Veterans, just because you're under contract on a home doesn't mean you're in the clear. In fact, this is when the biggest and most expensive surprises usually show up. If you don't understand the difference between your inspection and your VA appraisal, or how a single required repair from the VA can delay or even kill your loan, you could lose the home you've worked so hard to find. I'm going to break down exactly what VA buyers need to watch out for after they're under contract, and how I help my veteran clients avoid walking away from their dream home. Hi, I'm Payne, your local real estate agent serving military families in Kansas and Missouri. I'm a military spouse. My husband served for 30 years in the Army. We chose Fort Leavenworth area to retire, and I love working every day with families just like yours. I started this channel to be a resource for veteran buyers and to share the city that I love. If you're new here, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Today, we will discuss what happens between contract and close and the problems that can arise. But don't worry, I won't leave you hanging. We will also talk about how to work through problems, or as my dad calls them, opportunities. Let's jump right in. One of the first misunderstandings I see with VA buyers is around the home inspection. Many think it's a pass or fail situation, like if it passes inspection, we're good. If it fails, we're out. But that's not how it works. A home inspection is not a test, it's a report, and it can be quite long, like an average of 50 pages long. It tells you everything that's going on with the home, but it doesn't approve or deny anything. There are multiple types of inspections the buyer can choose to do. The cost of inspections, that's on the buyer. Many buyers believe the inspections are mandatory for VA loans, and they confuse the inspection with the appraisal. Let's break it down. The only inspection currently required by the VA in Kansas and Missouri is the termite inspection. That said, I will always recommend buyers obtain a general inspection and consider doing additional inspections like radon, mold, sewer, or foundation. What are buyers to do after receiving the very long and detailed inspection report? Just because something shows up on that report doesn't mean the seller has to fix it. That's where prioritization of issues and negotiation comes in. I've seen deals fall apart right here, especially if there's a major issue like foundation cracks. Buyers panic, sellers dig in, and if neither side has someone to guide them, the deal dies. Let me give you a real-world example. I worked with a veteran buyer who was buying their retirement home on some acreage. We found a great home that checked almost every box. Updated kitchen, fenced yard for his dogs, and in the school district his family wanted. During the inspection though, something came up that really concerned him: the electrical panel. It was outdated and didn't meet current safety standards. His inspector noted that the panel had known fire risk and was actually part of a recall years ago. For him, a father of 2 young kids, that was a non-negotiable. He told me, if we can't get that panel replaced, I'm walking, even if everything else is perfect. We went back to the seller, explained the concern, and negotiated a full replacement before closing. That single repair made all the difference between keeping the deal together or starting over. And here's the key. Without the right inspection and someone to advocate for him, that issue could have easily been missed or brushed off. Veteran buyers frequently ask me questions about inspections and the appraisal. VA appraisals are a completely different beast from inspections. They are required. The lender will order the appraisal and a VA certified appraiser will be assigned. The buyer pays the appraisal fee to the lender. The appraisal has 2 purposes. First, to determine the home's fair market value so your lender knows they aren't lending more than the property is worth. Secondly, it checks that the property meets the VA's minimum property requirements, or MPRs. These are safety, structural soundness, and sanitation standards the VA sets to protect veterans and the lenders. Unlike a home inspection, which is optional and thorough, a VA appraisal focuses mostly on glaring conditions that affect habitability and safety. Things like peeling paint, exposed wiring, broken windows, trip hazards, missing handrails, stuff that might seem minor but could actually stop the loan from going through. And here in Kansas City, a lot of homes, especially the older ones, can get flagged for issues like this. Even if the price is right and the buyer is well qualified, if the home doesn't meet VA standards, you're not closing until it does. That's why I look for red flags before we even submit the offer. Here's another real-life example. I was representing a seller here in the Leavenworth area, and the buyer was using a VA loan. Everything was going smoothly until the VA appraisal came back. The appraiser flagged wood rot by the chimney, and that wasn't part of the buyer's inspection request. It was a separate VA condition. The buyer asked for the sellers to make the repair. The seller was frustrated at first, but after we talked it through, they agreed it was worth making the repair to keep the deal alive. We got it fixed, passed the VA reinspection, and the buyer closed and moved in. But this kind of thing catches a lot of buyers and sellers off guard. There's also something most VA buyers have never even heard of. It's called tidewater. If the appraiser thinks the home might not meet the value of the contract price, they'll trigger tidewater. That gives us a chance to submit additional comps before the appraiser finalizes the report. But if you don't know how to handle that process and your agent doesn't know how to build a strong case, there's a good chance the appraisal will come in low. And here's the kicker. Even if you've already handled inspection repairs with the seller, if the appraiser flags a new issue, that has to be fixed too. That's why understanding the difference between the inspection and the appraisal is critical, because one gives you negotiation power and the other controls whether your loan gets approved. Here's how I help my veteran buyers avoid those landmines. Before we even write an offer, I'm scanning the property for things that could trigger VA concerns. Foundation cracks, wood rot, safety hazards, missing handrails, peeling paint. I walk you through what's likely to come up so you're not blindsided later. And when we're under contract, I explain the difference between what's optional, like inspection repairs, and what's required, like VA conditions. I also work directly with appraisers and listing agents to smooth out the process and get ahead of issues before they cost you the home. If you're a veteran planning to buy a home here in the Fort Leavenworth or Kansas City areas, I'd love to help you avoid the common and costly mistakes that can happen after you go under contract. There's a link in the description where you can start browsing VA loan eligible homes right now. And if you want to see what kind of home your VA benefits can actually get you in Kansas City, check out this next video right here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.